Argentina looked comfortable inside 10 minutes. Messi's pinpoint corner, McAllister's header, another entry in an assist streak going back nearly 2 decades. But football has a habit of punishing comfort. Switzerland didn't just survive the opening spell, they seized it. By the second half, the underlying numbers told the real story. Argentina were being outplayed at their own defensive box, and when Dan Doy squeezed a shot past Emiliano Martinez in the 67th minute, Arrowhead Stadium flipped on its head. This wasn't a fluke equalizer. Switzerland had the ball, the energy, and, crucially, belief. Murat Yakin was already planning fresh attacking substitutions to finish the job. For a few minutes, the defending champions looked genuinely finished. Notice how quickly a comfortable scoreline can unravel once a team commits to the front foot. This is a tactical setup you need to understand before the next 5 minutes, because what happens next becomes the single most argued about passage of play in this entire World Cup. Nothing about it is simple, and nothing about it will feel resolved even after the final whistle. So here's the question worth sitting with before we continue. When a team is dominating like Switzerland were here, how much responsibility does the officiating carry for what happens to that momentum? Keep that question in mind. You'll want it answered by the end of this video. Let's slow this down, because the mechanics here are almost too strange to believe. Under the current rules, VAR is not allowed to review a dive in isolation. It can't simply spot simulation from a monitor in Dallas and intervene on its own. The only reason this became reviewable at all is that the referee had already booked the wrong player. That mistake, not the dive itself, is what legally opened the door for VAR to step in. Read that back slowly. A refereeing error is what created the mechanism to send off Argentina's opponent. And once it happened, the numbers were brutal. Before the red card, Switzerland held 54% possession and were the more dangerous side. After it, Argentina had 76% of the ball and outshot Switzerland 17-2. This is what a single monitor decision can do to a football match. It doesn't just remove a player, it removes a game plan. Getting sent off specifically for diving at a World Cup has happened to only 4 players in 60 years. 4. And it happened here, in a quarterfinal, at the exact moment Switzerland were about to make a substitution to chase the win. Whether you think the call was technically correct or not, and by the letter of the law, it likely was, the timing is the part that should make you pause. Was this a freak coincidence of timing, or an example of a broken review process ending its moment at the worst possible time for the team not wearing sky blue and white? That's a debate that follows Argentina everywhere they go this tournament, and we're about to show you exactly why.
Come back from 2 goals down and then now winning 3-2. Oh my God.
Here's where I have to be honest with you, and honesty cuts both ways. On the pure facts, Argentina weren't robbed and Switzerland, painful as it is to admit, weren't exactly robbed either. Emiliano did dive. That's genuinely hard to argue against. The mistaken identity rule brought in for this World Cup really does allow VAR to intervene when the wrong player is carded. By the cold letter of the law, the final decision was correct, but the story was never really about whether this one call was technically right. It's about the pattern, and the pattern is what makes this so hard to explain away. Think about what VAR did across this tournament. When Egypt screamed for a stoppage time penalty against Argentina, VAR stayed silent. When Egypt scored a brilliant goal against Argentina, VAR rewound the length of the pitch to disallow it. And now, on a harmless dive far from goal, it reached in and produced one of the rarest red cards in World Cup history against Argentina's opponent. Even Switzerland's own manager, Murat Yakin, stopped short of alleging conspiracy. Asked directly, he said he wouldn't call it favoritism. He blamed a bad rule and a referee mistake. That an honest man declining to reach for the easy accusation. And it deserves to be heard alongside the outrage. So, is this proof of something deliberate? No. Is it one more entry on a list that's grown uncomfortably long? That's for you to decide. What do you think? Coincidence or pattern? Drop your take before we get to the part of the story that makes it even messier.